Presentation on the topic of tax evasion and tax avoidance. Presented by Manit Kumar Jain, register number 193531019, MCOM Final, MPM Government First Grade College, Karkala. Tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal action in which an individual or company to avoid paying tax liability. It involves hiding or false income without proof of inflating deductions, not reporting cash transaction, etc. Tax evasion is serious offense comes under criminal charges and substantial penalties. Common method of tax evasion. Number 1. Failing to pay the due. This is the simplest way in which some may evade taxes. They simply won't pay it to the government, not even when the dues are called for. A person engaged in this sort of tax evasion won't willingly or unwillingly pay the tax before or after the due date. Number 2. Smuggling. When certain goods moves from one location to another across international or state borders, a tax or charge may be payable in order to move the goods. However, some individuals may move these goods in surreptitious way in order to avoid paying those taxes that evading the tax altogether. Number 3. Submitting false tax returns. In some cases, when an individual files taxes, they may submit false or incorrect information in order to either lessen the tax that they are supposed to pay or not pay at all. This is also tax evasion since the complete information is not provided and they may actually be paying less than what they should. Number 4. Inaccurate financial statements. The tax that are payable by an individual or an organization may be decided on the financial dealing that have taken place during the assessment year. If false financial documents or accounts books are submitted, ones that show incomes less than what was actually earned, the tax may come down. Number 5. Bribery. There may be a situation where there's a certain amount due in taxes which the individual may not be willing to pay. In such a case, he or she may actually offer a bribe to official to not make them pay the tax and to make it disappear. Number 6. Storing wealth outside the country. We have all heard tales of Swiss bank account. Offshore account are accounts maintained outside the country and information about the dealing in these accounts is not disclosed to the income tax department, thereby evading any and all tax due to on that wealth. Penalty of tax evasion. There are various penalties that the income tax department can impose on anyone who is found guilty or evading or avoiding taxes. Some of these cases may be are collecting 100% to 300% of tax when income is not disclosed. In case of a failure to pay the tax due, the assessing officer may impose a penalty amount, but it cannot exceed the amount due in taxes. If an individual fails to file tax statements within the time allotted, then a penalty of Rs 200 per day may be charged for every day that the statements are not filed. In case someone had concealed detail of their income or any fringe benefits that are taxable, the penalty can range from 100% to 300 of the tax amount due. In case a person or a company fails to maintain their account properly as directed by section 44 AA, a penalty of rupees 25,000 may be levied. If a company fails to get itself audit or fails to provide a report of said audit, then a penalty of rupees 1.5 lakhs or 0.5% of the sales turnover, whichever is less, may be charged. If a report from an account is not provided as directed, then a fine of rupees 1 lakh may be levied. Tax avoidance. It is the legal usage of the tax regime in a single territory to one's own advantages to reduce the amount of the tax that is payable by means that are within the law. A tax shelter is one type of tax avoidance, and tax havens are jurisdictions that facilitates reduces taxes. Method of tax avoidance like number 1 country of residence, number 2 double taxation, number 3 legal entities, number 4 legal vagueness, number 5 tax shelters, number 6 transfer misfirings. Difference between tax evasion and tax allowance. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax allowance is legal. Tax evasion is employ illegitimate means. Tax allowance means avail legal loopholes. Tax evasion done after tax liability. Tax allowance means done before tax liability. Tax evasion is gives penalty or imprisonment. Tax allowance give penalty or imprisonment if violation of the rules. Thank you.